Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Judith with a live today. Yeah, and as always, we're just looking into the energies, doing some healing around the issues that Spirit presents to us. And as always, like I work with some cards. I've asked ahead of time what Spirit wants to put forward for the community here on the channel. So this goes for whether you are watching this live or any time in the future. It really doesn't matter. I need to sip a little bit of water. Yeah, so whether you're watching this live or on a replay, it really doesn't matter. Those messages, if you find this, then those messages are for you, right? For your twin flame relationship, for your twin flame journey, for your divine path, your ascension path. And what was significant for me today, I asked Spirit for 2 cards and I got 3. And then I was asking for another 2 cards and I got 3. So I still wonder what the message is here. What's already clear with those cards here is that it's all about relationships today, right? So, and of course, what's coming up again a little bit is karmic relationships, because it's just like a third party involved. But what comes to mind, I made a video recently about karmic relationships. You can go to the channel and watch this one if you're interested in the topic. And what I think what I want to refer to today is more to talk about energy, right? Talk about energy that opens us up to third parties. Let's first have a look at the cards, right? Because I didn't do that. I'm just doing this together with you now and see what the messages are. First card says, I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. That's the card. I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. So that's just, since there were 3 cards coming out, right? I always have to find the right thing. The camera is a little bit different when it's live. I don't know why. So this to me is really talking about what the Course in Miracles, it says there is no special relationship, right? Or something along those lines. There is no such thing as a special relationship. So in the beginning we make the relationship with our twin flame like very special, right? So we treat this person differently from all the other people in our lives, or we very much make this distinction between good and bad people, right? And that's for a long time, really. I'm not saying that we need to have like the same relationship with everyone, but we need to appreciate the participation of everyone in our life, because if there are people in our lives, then they are there for a reason, right? We attracted them. It's like it's like a soup with different vegetables in it or different ingredients, and they are all in the soup, and you just you can imagine like all of that like swirling around in the soup and playing with each other, right? And so everything is like distributing equally, or if maybe nobody's stirring the soup, then everything will sit down a little bit or settle a little bit. uh, so the energy, right, when the energy is moving and we are like playing, and we, first of all, the thing is we should get our energy moving. To me, this is also like this lady here, she is flowing, right, she's in the flow. She's in no way looking stagnant, but she's like has this magnifying glass, and she's like like as if she's diving through an ocean, and she's very much in movement, a lot of momentum, like um, flowing. And so that's something for us to achieve on the twin flame journey, right? This being in the flow. So it could be that you are frozen, right? It could be that you are still frozen, that you are still stagnant, that you are not participating in this flow, and you met your twin flame in order um, to get you, to loosen you up, right? To somehow, it's as if you are stuck in a corner of a river, you're behind a stone or something, and now this twin flame journey is like um, trying to get you out of this corner and into the flow of the river again. Yeah, that's the first thing. That's the first thing, that we have to be willing to participate in this flow, right? And how are we doing this? By doing the inner work, one issue after the other. If you need help with that, you find my office in the description box. I'll be happy to work with you, wherever you are on the journey, right? I'll pinpoint exactly where you are. Yeah, and that's the first thing, and then when we are like in this flow, then it's basically all about not nitpicking only the good stuff, but learning to see how everything is intertwined and how everything is kind of playing a role in the bigger picture. And so that's how we learn to appreciate the things that are getting on our nerves, because they are really like our biggest teachers. Those people or those circumstances, they are really like they are really like enabling us to grow. That's because they yeah, they show us our issues, right, like a magnifying glass. And when we are the masters of this game, and we know how to use that magnifying glass, then we are no longer victims to this swirl of energies, but we are then like able to play with the energy or to control the energy. I'm not it's not in the sense of playing mind games or playing with people or something. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the attitude of joy, right? To be it's a way of life, basically, to acknowledge the joy of existing, of being in this world, of participating, and of moving forward with all that is, and not only moving forward with all that is, but also like of creating, because that's the fun part, right? And when you want to create, or you already have created, because you have this desire for your twin flame, so you have created this beautiful relationship, it's already there. Now you have to align with it, right? You have to find your way of appreciating. Appreciation is a big key. I don't want to stay too long with this card because we have 3 today. but maybe I'll come back. I just want to show you the other two as well. So the second says, I intend to see the best in everyone. Show you this card as well. I intend to see the best in everyone. So this again is talking about everyone, right? Not only the special person, but everyone. So, for example, a person that is getting on our nerves, we could then say it's. I appreciate that this person is showing me clearly what I don't want. Yeah, I appreciate this person being helpful in gaining clarity on what I desire, on what I truly desire in life. Yeah, that's also an important, very important step. But it's also true that every person holds good and bad aspects, right? One we get along with one person, with another we don't, and on some subjects we get along with someone, other subjects not, and that's what we experience with our twin as well, right? There are triggers, although it's different. It's a little bit different. I come to this in a minute. I intend to see the best in everyone, and then you 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 will get the best, right? It's really like I've tried an exercise the last couple of days that is really and it works really amazing. It's like imagining you give like 100 euros to everyone you see. So what this does with the energy is that for me it did that. So try that for you, what it does for you. It opened me up to the other people. So I knew that I suddenly felt that the energy that was coming from me towards them was was very positive, just because I imagined giving them this money. Yeah. So money is a good is something good to play around with, because it's not the same, but it's also on a high frequency, right? To attract money, there are those people, they want to attract money, and we want to attract the perfect love relationship, right? But it's basically the same process in a way. We have to learn the same things. We have to go through the same lessons, more or less, right? So that's why it is so good. And and what this exercise does, just by imagining this, is just open you up. And opening up is basically what we need to do in order to align, in order to be in this flow that I was talking about just now. Yeah, so and it aligns a little bit with this card, like intending to see the best in everyone. Yeah, because you would give to those people without even knowing them, so you would assume that they are worth receiving something from you. Yeah, that's what it is, the idea. So the benefit of that is that you open up your energy. Of course, the others can also benefit, yeah, but you are doing this opening up, or sometimes we also say letting go, aligning. That's something that's good for you. That's why it's never good to hold grudges. But if you are in circumstances that are hard, so it might be very difficult to let go. You might not really know how you can let go, and might be too challenging. So this is something that you cannot force, but you rather experiment, play around a little bit, maybe with smaller things, and eventually you can let go, right? Because when you're like this, your hands are not able to receive. It's very easy, right? So let's have a look at the third card. It's also talking about relationships. It says, my imagination attracts all cooperative relationships. So, yeah, that's something. What I'm getting from this card is that when we are thinking of our twin flames, then it's very specific. We have this particular person in mind, and it's very specific, and sometimes it's too specific. Why is it too specific? Sometimes it can be too specific um, because we might have a lot of, or usually we have a lot of resistance, right? Because it begins with this other person like not giving us what we want, not writing back, or if this person is answering our text messages or emails, then they don't say what we want to hear, or we cannot understand what they really mean. So there are a lot of misunderstandings by design between twin flames, right? So you will never get what you want from your twin flame if you need any kind of confirmation, right? In terms of, do they love you or not? Um, the twin flame would always like be a mirror, right? And so if we want to see something specific in this mirror, then we are still looking outside, right? What's happening in the mirror? But what else can happen in a mirror than what's happening inside of you, right? It's the same with you. When you are in front of a mirror, then there's nothing else. It's only what you are doing that you are seeing in this mirror. And same, exactly the same with the twin flame, right? You have to um, align with yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to come clear with yourself on many different topics, yeah, and clear blocks, because there are real blocks. It's not that we can do everything like on purpose. We really have to just do the inner work and then see how things are becoming easier, getting easier, and how the mirror gets clearer, how the mirror is reflecting different things to us. And by mirror, I do not only mean the twin flame, but the world around you, right? Everything is a mirror, but your twin flame is your clearest mirror. I think this is a very beautiful image for this mirror, right? The two faces like diving into this blue bubble, uh, and gazing into each other's eyes, and so it's very much like a mirror. Mm. And what it talks about is also that, and that's why it can sometimes be very tricky with too specific with a twin, because manifesting is very often you do it by imagining, right? For example, imagining being together with your twin flame. But here it already gets tricky, right? Because you have triggers here. And it might not be so, might not feel so good to imagine this, because the resistance comes up, the triggers are kicking in, and then that's a clear sign that it's too specific. It would be better to imagine something else that feels loving and good. Like, for example, being in this blue bubble, in this, maybe by the sea, and swim and just feel good and just feel loved by the sunshine on your skin, or by petting your cat, or your dog, or the cat of a neighbor, or whatever, if you don't have one of your own, or whatever it is, right? It can be very small. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it really has to do with a love relationship or whatever. What matters is how you feel. Yeah, does it make you feel loved? And something that you, if you can, if it doesn't make you feel resistance in any way, you can go back to those very first uh, days, weeks, maybe months when you met your twin flame, because this time was designed to give you that feeling of true love, which maybe you never felt before in your life, right? So that was designed for you to find that feeling. And it's all about that feeling, right? It's always about the feeling, because the feeling is really what is attracting your reality, what is like shaping your reality. And so, this feeling of unconditional love, that's for you to find, that's for you to establish in your life. And this is what will actually draw in your twin flame, where you will like see your twin flame on the outside in the mirror, then coming into your life in whatever way, right? The universe always finds ways. So it's the feeling. And so the work that we do is basically like uh, um, removing everything that is less than unconditional love, right? So that those things do not get in the way. And then finding this feeling within ourselves so that we can feel that and then see this mirrored by the world and by our twin flame, right? That's the process, that's the work. So yeah, let's see if we can do some work around this. I brought my charts, my pendulum as always. Those are the charts. Here is my pendulum. And now I'm like asking spirit basically what we can heal for the collective here in relation to those topics that came up just now. So let's see where we go. So spirit wants us to look at curses. I just want to see if there is anything that um, if we need to be more specific here. Curses. No. So we ask Kali, Krishna, Masters of the Rays, and Christ, and high beings specialized in this, to remove curses for us and our twin flames in relation to our twin flame relationship, in relation to our mission, our union, and in relation to the twin flame community at large. Let's ask to clear that. Clear, collapse, undo, reverse, never to return. We want to fill up with divine grace. Divine grace wants to come in, fill everyone up on all levels. It's very important always when we clear something, then we leave like a space for something new to come in. We want to make sure that this is something positive, right? Maybe you have noticed that when you have like clutter in one area of your room, I always fighting with that. Uh, when you remove it, it doesn't take very long for another round of clutter to be in the exact same spot, right? And that's how it is with energy as well. So we really, when we clear, we want to fill that up with a completely different frequency. Yeah, and spirit suggests the frequency of divine grace. Good. What's the next thing here that we can clear around? Like this is very like broad clearing. It's not very specific. Of course, when you are in a session with me, then it would be much more specific, much more precise. It's different, but it doesn't matter. Um, So there is a flavor of depression. I'm not talking about the illness or something, just the flavor of depression that is coming up. And so, do we need more information? What kind of a topic is that? It's collect for the collective. So let's clear this specific flavor of depression for you, for all of you and your twin flames, and for everyone's family and ancestry. Sometimes those things they come a long way. So let's ask to clear that with Archangel Michael, Lords of Karma, and the high beings specialized in this. You see, energy is moving. I can always feel that with my body. So I would also notice if the energy is not moving and then take steps to get that going. Maybe you can feel that as well. Okay. Okay, that's done. So what's the next thing to clear around? For the collective spirit, what's the next thing? One more that we can clear. It's being judgmental. Let's see if we can get any more information on this. That's ancestral. I'll just write that down. It's coming to mind that this is relating to judging relationships, right? Judging what is a good relationship. What is a good relationship for your child, for example? If your parents were like choosing a partner for you, what would they want? What is in the tradition of the family? Does this have to do with a lot of money? Like the partner needs to have a certain amount of wealth, or is it more about a certain religion that this is favored? You know, all the ideas that parents have and how they are sometimes very open for their children to experience their own lives and sometimes not, and that's part of the family dynamic and of the ancestry. And we have like, we hold those patterns, right? We incarnate in those families and ancestries, and those patterns, they are there for us to look at as well, right? And to clear, and by clearing them, we're like opening up things for the whole lineage to experience new ways of life, new ways of love and relationships. That's what we're all about, right? Twin flames. We want to be. We want true love be the basis of a relationship, right? So yeah, so let's ask Archangel Michael, Lords of Karma, to clear those judgmental patterns for you, your twin flames, everyone's families, ancestries, in relation to what a relationship needs to look like. Let's clear any judgment that are present in your families, any judgment like judgmental attitude. Let's ask the divine to clear that. We could also say clear the cellular level DNA, right? Clan and ancestors. And I want to ask as well if there are any suggestions for filling us up with another nice frequency. And what comes up is peace. So we ask Archangel Michael, Lords of Karma, to fill up everyone, including the clan ancestors. Of course, also same for our twin flames, with divine peace on all levels, right? You see, now I sighed. The other clearing, I was coughing, now I was sighing. It's all just ways of releasing energy. Energy is moving. Yeah, energy is moving. It's good. We are in the flow. So that's good. Wonderful. Yeah, so I think that's all for today. We do more in the future. Watch out for new lives. I'm not announcing them at the moment. I'm just jumping in, but you, of course, you can always go back and watch them on my channel. If you want to be notified, then subscribe to the channel. Then you get a notification as soon as I'm online, right? And to finish this off, I asked Spirit to give me some happiness cards. I asked for 2, and I received 3. So that's the theme for today, right? You, your twin flame, and everyone else in the world, right? No special relationships, but basically, once you clear your mirror, once you clear the inside, use yourself, once you align with yourself, and basically everyone is becoming your mirror, and you're like receiving your essence from everyone, from every relationship. And not everyone is going to be a lover, right? Because your twin flame is your lover. That's your love relationship, your romantic relationship. But all the other people, they will mirror other aspects, right? Other relationships, for example, friendships or whatever, right? Sometimes we have short interactions, and they can be so fulfilling and so hold so much inspiration for us, right? So yeah, those 3 messages, just want to give them to you one after the other. Those are for your inner child, the inner child of your twin flame, right? That's and the first one says, surround yourself with joy. Second one says, enjoy every moment. It's always to say a lot about the moment, because that's all there is, right? The now. If you feel joy in this moment, you're projecting this joy into the future. That's why it's so precious. And this one says, believe in yourself. And with those messages, I'll leave you to a beautiful day, beautiful evening, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, wish you a really beautiful time, and I see you in the next live or in another video, right? Okay, bye for now, everyone. Bye.